silence, colder than the night. Your pillow's still beside me, but you're nowhere inside. You left the door wide open, like you just come back. But all I hear is absence, and the world fades to black. Was I not enough to make you stay? Did I miss the signs along the way? You left without goodbye, not even one last tear. No final words, no reason why, just disappeared. Now I'm screaming in the dark where your shadow used to lie. And all I ask is why you left without goodbye. Your coffee cup is waiting, untouched on the shelf. I talk to your reflection like I'm talking to myself. These walls remember laughter, now they just recall the sound of your departure echoing through it all. Was I blind or just too brave to believe in love I couldn't save? You left without goodbye, not even one last tear. No final words, no reason why, just disappear. Now I'm breaking in the quiet where your heartbeat used to lay. And all I ask is why you left without. Maybe love can die even when it tries. Maybe some forever's just a lie. But I would have held you through the storm if you'd only said goodbye. You left without goodbye, not even one last tear. No warning sign, no lullaby, just vanished here. Now I'm haunted by the silence where your promise used to lie. Still I whisper to the sky why you left without goodbye. You left without goodbye. The clock keeps ticking slow, but time forgot my pain. The light is barely breaking through my window pane. Your coat still hangs behind the door, untouched by rain. I reach for words I'll never say. They disappear like the way you used to hold me close, then disappear. I tell the walls our story, but they never cry. They only echo back the quiet where you said goodbye. Now silence knows my name, it holds me every night, tells me I'm to blame, turns wrong into right. No one hears me falling, not even your ghost remains. Only silence, silence knows my name. I still pour 2 cups of coffee out of old routine, pretending for a moment stay just like you. When you slip further every day, was I too much or not enough to make you stay? You never said, you just slowly walked away. Now silence knows my name. It sleeps where you once lay. It whispers all your secrets that you never dared to say. No echoes of I love you, no pictures left to frame. Only silence, silence knows my name. I called your name into the dark, but it dissolved before the spark. If goodbye had a voice, it sounded just like shame. Now silence, silence knows my name. Silence knows my name. And every tear I hide, it dances with the memories where love and loss collide. No letter, no confession, no candle left to flame. Only silence, only silence knows my name. Silence knows my name. Breathe in, breathe out. But you're not here, just me and the truth. I memorized your laughter like a sacred song. Built a life on promises, turned out I was wrong. I held the weight of forever all by myself, while you held someone else. You smiled like love was easy, but it was me who paid the price. You said we were a story, but I was just a lie. I loved you alone, in silence and in flames. You never really held me, just whispered my name. I reached for you in moments you were never truly there, and now I'm drowning in a memory you won't even share. I loved you, I loved you. I loved you alone. I counted all your shadows just to feel less small. Ignored the way your heart was never mine at all. I danced around your absence, called it giving space, but love should never feel like a chase. You wore me like a secret and left me in the light. I waited for your honesty, but all I got was night. I loved you alone through cold and crashing waves, while you looked past my soul like I was just a phase. I stayed when it was breaking, I prayed when you let go, but you never even noticed the pieces I'd show. I loved you, I loved you alone. I loved you alone. What hurts the piece every shattered part. Built a castle out of pain and called it my heart. And though you never claimed me, though I cried unknown, you'll never find someone who loves you like I loved you. There's a stillness in this room where you once stood, a heavy kind of silence that's not understood. The mirror shows me crying, but no one sees how empty grows the air where your love used to breathe. You said nothing as you left, not a single word, but silence screamed louder than I've ever heard. Your absence hurts loud, like thunder through my veins. Every second without you echoes pain. I try to fill the spaces, but they push me down. No one tells you silence can be so loud. Your absence hurts loud. The bed's too big for dreams that don't include your face. Your laughter used to echo in this hollow space. I whisper to the shadows, pretending that they're you, but echoes never answer like you used to do. The clock still moves, the world turns fine, but I'm frozen in goodbye. Your absence hurts loud. It haunts the quiet night like footsteps that I chase but never find. It's louder than your anger, sharper than your doubt. The silence since you left just shouts and shouts. Your absence hurts loud. If goodbye had a color, it would stain the sky. If heartbreak had a voice, it would sound like mine. And if love was truly real, then where are you now? Why does missing you still shake the ground? Your absence hurts loud, like storms that never clear. I hear you in the silence, I feel you disappear. It's louder than forgiveness, deeper than the sound of all the ways your love tore me down. Your absence hurts loud. Makes sense, and it hurts. Your ghost lives in my hallway and whispers through the light. I try to close my eyes, but you visit every night. The bed remembers secrets, the walls remember sound, but all I get are flashbacks that won't stop spinning round. I beg the night for mercy, but it never came. Just silence wrapped in heartache, repeating your name. Memories refuse to sleep, they crawl into my mind. Play our songs on repeat, rewind what you left behind. I light a candle just to feel less cold, but your absence burns deeper than I'm told. Every night I weep, 'cause memories refuse to sleep. The air still holds your laughter like a cruel perfume. I try to change the station, but it's always you. Even dreams betray me and call out your name, like they don't know you're never coming back again. Try drowning you in silence, but silence always speaks. It paints your face on every tear that leaks. Memories refuse to sleep, they haunt the quiet hours. They bloom in every shadow like unwelcome flowers. I beg the night to take them, but they stay, just like the love you threw away. Every scar runs deep, 'cause memory refused to sleep. Maybe time forgets, but I can seem to. Maybe peace comes, but not with you. The harder I forget, the clearer you appear, like sorrow's souvenir. Memories refuse to sleep, they cradle me in pain, singing lullabies of loss, an endless refrain. I lie awake, still waiting on goodbye, but all I get is you behind my eyes, forever yours to keep, while memories refuse to sleep. Memories refuse to sleep. The door never closed, and neither did I. You walked away so gently, like goodbye was kind, but the echo of your footsteps keeps rewinding in my mind. You said you needed space, I gave you all the skies, but stars don't answer questions, and neither did your eyes. I waited by the silence where your voice used to live, hoping love would echo back something you couldn't give. My heart stayed open, left the porch light on the nights you never came. Told my friends I was just fine, though I whispered your name. The coffee turned too cold, the mornings to regret, but I kept the key. You never asked me to forget. I tried to stitch the silence with memories we made, but every thread unraveled where the truth began to fade. My heart stayed open even when you closed the book, even when your love was gone, and all I did was look for signs that you remembered all the promises we swore, but open hearts still bleed behind locked doors. My heart stayed open. I should have closed it, locked it tight, but love won't dim without a fight. I gave you grace, I gave you time, and now the only thing that's mine is this heart that stayed open through storms and empty days, through silence that grew louder in 1,000 painful ways. You left me standing wide awake in dreams that wouldn't die, and I still loved you even as you said goodbye. My heart stayed open. Still open, but you never looked back. You didn't have to say a word, but you did with your silence. I waited on your words like rain in a drought, hoping you'd explain what love was all about. But you just stared at nothing, like I wasn't there, and silence filled the space where love once lived with care. No slamming doors, no final fight, just quiet that crushed me every night. Your silence broke me more than anger ever could, more than any goodbye, more than misunderstood. I begged for a whisper, a reason to believe, but all I heard was silence, and that was your leave. Your silence broke me. I replay our last moments, hoping for a sign, a look, a breath, a tremble, some proof you were once mine. But even echoes wouldn't stay, they faded like your touch, and I was left with nothing, craving far too much. You taught me love without a sound, then left me in the quiet, breaking down. Your silence broke me like glass beneath I shattered slow and deep. I cried out for your voice, but it just went on to sleep. Now I lie awake with ghosts that never speak. In the silence, it climbs higher every week. Your silence broke me. You didn't have to say a word, but you did, and it broke me. I gave you all I had and forgot what I had left. I used to know the sound of my own name before it got drowned in the way you never came. I changed the way I laughed, the way I dreamed, to fit inside your world, even if it ripped at the seams. You never asked, but I still gave every piece of me you never saved. I lost myself loving someone who never saw me. I gave and gave till nothing was left of the old me. I faded like the sun behind your clouds, still praying for a light you never allowed. And now I'm gone, but you're still whole. I lost myself loving and lost control. I wore your silence like a second skin, let go of all my colors just to let you in. I traded all my truths for your disguise, believed in every maybe, every half-spoken lie. You never said to change, but you watched me fall, and you loved the girl who didn't love herself at all. I lost myself loving someone who never tried to see the tears behind my stubborn pride. I kept the pain inside my quiet chest, while you just took the love and left the rest. Now I'm a ghost inside my skin. I lost myself loving where you never began. I used to write songs for joy, now I write to fill the void. If love was meant to free, then why did I lose me? I lost myself loving, thinking that was enough. Built you an empire, but love shouldn't be this tough. Now I'm searching for the girl I used to be, before I loved someone more than me. She's out there somewhere, I hope she comes home, 'cause I lost myself loving and ended up alone. I gave you all I had and forgot what I had left. I traced your face in morning light but you were drifting long before you closed that ever-swinging door. I said forever, you said maybe, and I gave all of me so bravely. But even hands that hold too tight can't stop the fade into the night. Love slipped through me like water through my hands. I try to catch it, try to understand, but some hearts only come to go like rain that falls then turns to snow. I gave my soul completely and truly, but love slipped through me. Slipped through me. I'd do it all again, even if I knew that I'd be left with nothing but the truth, that not all love is meant to stay. Some just pass through like a flaming grave. Shadows chasing day, no matter how I begged not to stray. I built my world on something thin, a house of hope you wouldn't live in. Now I sit with memories unruly and cry, 'cause love slips through me. But it was never truly mine. I set the table for two, like I always do, but your chair just stares, empty and cruel. I checked my phone for words that never came, still whispered I love you just the same. Hope is a lonely thing when it clings too long, and silence becomes a place where I don't belong. My heart waited alone through the days and nights, through the empty rooms, through the dimming lights. It stayed wide open when you closed every door, hoping you'd remember what we were before. But love can't bloom in cold stone. I stood in the doorway of what used to be, while time moved on but never carried me. I wore your name like a sacred vow, but you forgot me then and forget me now. My heart waited alone in a world gone gray, counting stars you no longer wish to stay. It held your ghost like a prayer in the dark, still searching for the last piece of your heart. But love can't build from what's overgrown, and my heart waited alone. Was I ever enough, or just someone who loved too much? You left and still I stayed in a house we never made. My heart waited alone till it couldn't anymore, till the ache outgrew the hope it held before. I gave you every chance to turn back around, but silence was the only sound. Now I'm learning how to stand on my own, 'cause my heart waited alone. I stayed, but you never came I gave you every part of me, no questions, no regret. You held my heart like porcelain, but dropped it when it wept. I stood at the edge, hoping you'd pull me near, but love without a catch is just another fear. I saw forever in your eyes, but forever doesn't mean you'll try. You let me fall when I needed you to fly. Watch me shatter as you pass me by. No arms to catch the breaking in my soul, no voice to say I'll never let you go. You stood so still and gave me nothing at all. I was begging for love. broken truth, still hoping you'd remember youth. But now I rise from where I gave it all, from the place where you let me I reach for you, but you let me fall. You didn't yell, you just disappeared, and silence was the loudest sound I feared. No slamming doors, no bitter fight, just you slipping out into the night. No final words, no backward glance, just silence where there should have been a chance. I searched for answers in your space, but found no trace, not even grace. You left me quiet, like a song cut in half, like laughter that forgot how to laugh. I waited for the echo, some kind of sound, but all you gave was absence all around. You said nothing, but it hit like a riot. You didn't break me loud. You left me quiet. Your coat still hangs untouched and cold, like the love you used to hold. I call your name into the dark, but it returns with not a spark. If silence is an answer, then I heard it clear. You were done long before you disappeared. You left me quiet, like snow upon the ground, beautiful but never makes a sound. I begged for noise, for a reason why, but your silence taught me how to cry. It wasn't cruel, it wasn't violent, but you still left me. You left me quiet. I would have taken screams over this. At least then I'd know what I missed. But silence holds no mercy, no goodbye, just empty air and tearless skies. You left me quiet where your love used to be. Now I talk to ghosts who look like me. No closure, no goodbye kiss, just memories wrapped in what I miss. You could have crushed me, cold and defiant, but instead left me quiet. You left me quiet. Held on when you had already let go. I still made the bed on your side, still poured 2 cups, still lived that life. I smiled through every dinner alone, pretending love could still come home. You were fading slow and sure, but I stayed hoping, I stayed pure. You stopped trying, but I still did. Kept holding space where your heart hid. I held on longer to the ghost of what we were, to every maybe wrapped in every slurred word. I carried love, you stopped giving back, chasing dreams down a one-way track. You moved on like it was easy to do, but I held on longer than you. I wore your absence like perfume, sat in the silence of our crowded room. I counted reasons, ignored the signs, told myself your heart just needed time, but time can't fix what isn't there. And you were gone before you can. You let me love you past the end, while I believed we'd still meant. Held on longer, promises gone cold, to memories I rewrote and retold. I built a home inside a lie, while you were learning to say goodbye. You slipped away while I clung to truth. Yeah, I held on longer than you. Maybe loving more was my mistake, but I gave you all I had to break. And now the pieces look like me, still holding on to what can't be. I held longer than love should have asked, while you were busy leaving in your past. I stayed too soft, I stayed too kind, while you erased me from your mind. You healed fast while I broke in two, 'cause I held on longer. I held on longer than you. I held on, but you never did. I cried for you till my tears learned patience. I used to break at every memory. Your name would knock the breath right out of me. Every photo, every place we've been, Felt like a wound reopening again. I begged the nights to let me sleep, but sorrow knows how deep love seeps. Time didn't heal like they all said. It taught my tears to fall instead. My tears learned patience. They don't fall like rain. They hold the ache. They hold the pain. They sit in silence deep in my chest, waiting for moments when I can't suppress. I used to cry loud, now it's soft and gracious, 'cause love didn't leave me. It just taught my tears patience. I trace your voice in empty sound, still hear your keys, your steps around, but I don't reach, I don't call your name. I've learned that echoes don't feel the same. I carry grief like a tender thing, like a melody that no one sings. You didn't stay, but I remained, and slowly I embraced the pain. My tears learned patience. They don't flood the floor. They rise in silence behind every door. They hide in smiles I wear for show, but still they bloom when I'm alone. They used to beg, now they wait with traces of the love that left them. So they learn patience. I don't cry for you like I did before. I cry with grace and not for war. They fall not out of anger or despair, but because you're still somehow there. My tears learn patience. They weep with grace, not chasing ghosts I can't replace. They fall like prayers I've whispered slow into the past. I've let you go, and though the hurt still softly chases, I hold it close, because my tears learn patience. I cried for you, and somehow that became strength. You said forever, forever came. You held my hand like I was your home. Build me a future with words carved in stone. Said love like ours will never fade, but even carved words can break and decay. I believed you more than I believe myself. Hung every dream on a promise you shelved. Now I'm standing where you left, trying to breathe without your breath. You promised me forever, but left me in the rain. I still wear your hoodie like you'll come back through the door. Still check my phone for things you won't say anymore. Your sentence still buried in the seams of my bed. But it's the silence now that's screaming in my head. You said I swear I'll never go, but some swears melt in the snow. You promised me forever, but left without goodbye. No last embrace, no reason why. I built a life around your flame, only to watch it drown in rain. Now I'm chasing never, 'cause you promised me forever. I replay the way you looked at me like love will last eternally. But even the stars can lie and burn out without a cry. You promised me forever, and I held it like the truth. But truth slipped out somewhere in our youth. I would follow you through every storm, but forever was a uniform you wore, then tore. Now I'm learning to untether from the weight of your forever. You said forever, but you never meant forever. I should have healed by now, but my heart still bleeds. You left with words I'll never understand. A kiss goodbye that slipped right through my hand. I said I'd be okay, but that was a lie. 'Cause I still break down every time I cry. I trace your shadow on the floor like I'm still waiting at that door. They say time cures all disease, but time forgot about me. My heart still bleeds where your name once lived. Still aches for the love I tried to give. It beats in silence, bruised and torn. Still mourning the day you were gone. I smile in pieces, but inside it bleeds. 'Cause after all this time, my heart still bleeds. I burned your letters, but the words won't fade. Your ghost still haunts the bed we made. I dance with pain like it's a friend who always shows up in the end. You moved on like love was like, but I'm still trapped in our last night. They say wounds will one day close, but mine just bloom like a rose. My heart still bleeds where your smile used to shine. Still counts heart still bleeds. It whispers your name through silent storms, through gentle shame. It aches in colors love once knew, now painted in a darker hue. I don't know when or if it leaves, but I know one thing: my heart still bleeds.